Good morning, everybody. Saturday, I believe, May 21st. I'm here at the trails on a very humid morning. There is clouds and rain in the area. Hopefully the rain holds off until I finish. Let me show you the trails a little bit. I'm learning here. I'm flipping the microphone around before I move the camera. You can see around here. Very beautiful. I'm going to go down here to where the creek is down there. But I am on here this morning to record a vlog to go over some things that I said in a previous vlog from the month of March that I recorded that I actually just made public on YouTube this morning. So it's kind of funny. I recorded a vlog in March and I didn't release it till May. And it kind of, that ties into kind of like what I'm going to be talking about today. And there's some things that I said in that I want to go into more detail with this vlog. I figured it'd be a great topic to cover for a vlog. So again, if you go to my YouTube channel, which will be in the description of this video, because I'll put clips of it on my Instagram, and yeah, there'll be a link in my profile on Instagram. You'll be able to go to YouTube. There's a vlog called "What the Blank Happened to My Podcast," and I go over 3 big reasons, not the only reasons, but 3 big reasons why there's been no episode of the podcast. I mean, the last episode I released was in January, and it's now May, so it's 5 months. So what happened? Did you stop podcasting? Nope. I still podcast. There's just been a hiatus, and I used that vlog to go over 3 big reasons why there's been this delay. They're not the only reasons, but they're just 3 big reasons. Here, I'll show you the creek here. There we go. Beautiful creek. And I believe down there, I know it's kind of hard to see from here, but there's rocks right there. That's where I recorded a little video of my protein powder, and I put the protein powder right here next to this tree to take a picture. On the rocks, I recorded a time-lapse video. I'm recording this on my GoPro. I recorded that on the GoPro. And so it looks like the water's moving real fast because I had the powder sitting on the rock for a while, and I was just recording a little time-lapse video. It's kind of cool. But yeah, so let me just get right to it because I want to get to this run, and it's getting kind of late in the morning. So the first big reason that I list in that blog for the delay in the podcast is that it takes a lot of research to get these episodes ready, especially the supplement science episodes. And in that vlog, I held up my notes for an episode of the podcast, which is a follow-up to an episode called Choline on My Mind, that is available audio format on all major podcast platforms, Howard's Blend, and it's also, the video is available on my YouTube channel. But at that time in March, the episode I was preparing to record and that I had 7 pages of notes for was a follow-up to that episode where we're going over 3 different types of choline: choline bitartrate, CDP choline, and alpha GPC. And I showed the notes, and then I remember that I kind of helped cross my fingers and said, okay, I'm cross my fingers, I'm going to record it soon. Well, again, that was March, and it's May now, and I still haven't recorded it. So, like, what happened? Why have you still not recorded it, Howard? Well, there's a few reasons, and ultimately, they're just excuses. You know, I mean, if it was a priority, and this is being completely honest, if it was a priority, I would have made the time to record the episode, but I didn't. I'll give you some reasons here, but ultimately, again, it's my responsibility to make the time in order to record it. But I'll just go over some explanations here. One is the notes themselves. I had 7 pages in notes, which I think is actually 8 pages, because I believe on the resources page I actually have notes on it as well. But I found additional information that I needed to correct on the notes that I had, and add more context to them. The notes add more details, etc. So when I get home, if I remember, I'll take a picture of the notes again and post it on my Instagram. Whereas, in that video, I say, yeah, I've written on the pages and everything. I've written more on the pages. I've written on the back of the pages where the printer doesn't print, and just almost like footnotes and arrows and stuff. And so I've added a lot to the notes. So I've done additional research that took some time. Another thing is, all through April, I was sick. I ended up getting pneumonia. I had an eye infection, I think, in this eye. This ear, I had an ear infection. I could barely hear out of this ear for that whole month of April. And then when I could hear again, everybody sounded like a chipmunk. There was the pitch and the tone of everybody's voice was off, and it sounded real muffled. And I ended up getting tinnitus, so it was like this constant ringing in the ear. I was on steroids to try to get the inflammation down. Corticosteroids, not anabolic steroids. But at least if it was anabolic steroids, I'd be able to maybe have some muscle to say, hey, at least it was worth it. I gained some muscle. But no, not so lucky, I guess. But yeah, I was sick. My son was getting sick. Oh, wait, squirrel. Right there. Look at the squirrel. Look at the squirrel. It's eating. Very cool. This is the greatness of the trails. You just see wildlife. It's probably used to seeing people, so it's yeah, I know these idiots. They're stupid people. Let me go this way so I don't mess with his or her mealtime. But my son was sick all through that time. He was sick before I got sick. I think all through March, when I actually recorded the vlog, April, he was sick. He got multiple ear infections. Even in that first clip, where I'm talking about the research for the podcast, you can hear him coughing. He got croup, which is just basically a viral infection that causes a bad cough. And so he was taking steroids, and he was getting a fever. We took him to the emergency room one time because he was turning blue. We thought, is he choking? Thankfully, he wasn't. If there were frequent visitor program for the urgent care, Cook's Children Urgent Care, then we would be at the top of the list. They put our picture on the wall of keeping the dang place open with all the copays and everything. But yeah, we had to go multiple times to the urgent care, which means we were staying out late, because we would go when the wife gets home, because she has the car. And we only have her car at the moment. And so we'd have to go to the pharmacy and then go get his medicine. And it was just all thrown off. And then I just made the excuse that because of that, I was I'm too tired to do research. I'm too tired to prepare for the podcast. When, sure, life's going to happen. Life gets in the way, and you got to just navigate around that. I didn't think of that. I thought, I'm just going to go ahead and go to sleep. Well, what I really could have done is, okay, this happened. It might delay the podcast a little bit, but I could at least spend, 20 minutes here, 15 minutes there, working on it a little bit, do little baby steps, which I've talked about before on my podcast. And, so again, it would have been delayed, but I would have had it recorded by now. But I just didn't do it. I used that as an excuse. And I'm listing these excuses here. It's really no excuse. I mean, going back to the first one with the research, I can do a ton of research. More than likely, I'm going to get something wrong. More than likely, I'm going to leave something out. More than likely, I'm not going to provide enough detail on something. There's a point at which you have to say, okay, I've done my due diligence, which I do every day. I do every time for these podcasts. I do the work. I'm doing my best to try to get the information right. There's a point at which you say, okay, Howard, let's stop preparing. We've done the preparation. Let's just act. Let's just do it, because you're going to have to do it sooner or later. I mean, if you think that way, and I'm talking to myself, if I think that way, then I'm just always going to find an excuse like, oh, I need to research a little bit more. Oh, I need to research a little bit more. And then another 3 or 4 months from now, I'm still not going to have it recorded. So that's, those are just a couple of excuses that I use to not record the podcast. So with that said, this being Saturday, the podcast will be recorded within the next week. I just need to find out what the wife's schedule is. So then someone's going to be there to watch the little one, and then I can go down to the conference room, and I need to actually verify that the conference room has a decent internet connection, because wait. I'm going to be doing my podcast live on YouTube. So when I'm actually talking about the supplement science, going into all the nitty-gritty details, you can ask me questions live. Can't guarantee I'll know the answer, but if I don't, I will look it up and then get back to you on it. Make another video and then get back to you on it. So within the next week, I will get it recorded. Which by the time I probably publish this on YouTube, it would have already been recorded. So everything I said really is going to be old news. Let's see. I've made a few notes on my phone and trying to keep it as succinct as possible. So the second reason I gave is that's kind of going over like what happened to the podcast, clarifying what I said in that vlog. The second reason I gave was formulating the pre-workout. So to give you an update on that, I am actually working with a manufacturer right now. They have quoted me. I made 2 different versions of the pre-workout, 2 different formulations of it. So I could get a quote on each and then kind of compare the positives and negatives. The manufacturer has gotten back to me with the quotes. So it's not set in stone because the price has changed so much, especially with this going on now in the world. But at least I know kind of ballpark how much it's going to cost. Now this is the price that I got was minus labels and minus shipping to get the product to me and everything like that. So I now have that. So now when I'm working on it, man, this squirrel is still here. I've basically walked in a circle and it is still here. Hello, little buddy. That squirrel is like, I do not give 2 fucks. People around me. But, so the price doesn't include labels and shipping. So now I'm just going through and saying, okay, this is kind of like how my brain works. I'm making a list of positives and negatives for each formula that I have, the 2 different formulas. And then which one I determine has more positive than negative, I'm going with that one. The next step would be for them to formulate samples of it. So I get samples I can try it, see, okay, does this taste good? Do they need to change the flavor? How does it hit hard? Am I getting a result, or do I just feel nothing? Does it make me sick? So that makes me sick. Okay, maybe I need to go back and look at the active ingredients and change that. So that's on the pre-workout front. But another part of that second reason was that I realized, and I know I use that verb a lot in that vlog, realized that my priorities were out of sync. That I was putting a lot of work into the podcast, which we just talked about, and not into the supplement company, which is a priority over the podcast. It would go supplement company, then podcast in terms of priority. So, and I said that, I'm working on scaling the business. Scaling meaning, getting more money, more customers, etc., growing. And that was a priority, but then it really wasn't, in a way, or at least my actions didn't convey the priority that I said it was. What is that? That branch is moving and I don't see anything. Oh, it's another squirrel. Okay. I don't know why I'm whispering, like, they could probably still hear me. But, yeah, so in terms of scaling, I have been working on scaling the business to the degree that we're getting a new product, the pre-workout. So that is scaling. I'm growing it. I'm growing the product line. Look at this. It's climbing up the tree here. Oh, there he is. I don't know if you could see him or her. Go around here. See, the only thing with this GoPro is I can't zoom in or out as I'm recording. I have to set the magnification or whatever before I start recording. Oh, now it's way over there now. Well, those things are fast. But yeah, so I have been working on scaling the business with regards to that. We're expanding the product line. We got the pre-workout. So that's good. I worked on that. But I talked about marketing and everything. Well, that I have not been doing. Now, I will say that before I did buy, or I have bought, Facebook ads and Instagram ads for the website and the supplement, the protein powder. But buying Facebook ads has been a nightmare for me. I guess because, they use AI or whatever it is. Every single ad that I bought got restricted as soon as I published it. Unsafe substances. I'm like, this is a vegan protein powder. What's so unsafe about it? But it's just, I guess the AI just catches it and then automatically restricts it. And then it takes forever to try to find somebody to actually review it. And every time they review it, they're like, oh yeah, we made a mistake. Here, it's allowed to go. So it's just, I got tired of going through all that rigmarole. So, honestly, I'm just starting out. So do I really need paid ads? No, I mean, it couldn't hurt. But then I was like, well, let me just try to post more and use that to promote the product. Like I told Mark, when Mark interviewed me, Mark Jeffrey, that, the idea is that since it's more difficult to differentiate a protein powder from another product, unless you have like some new type of protein, which I don't know about off the top of my head. I can't think of any that are, groundbreaking formulations or an exclusive flavor or really good flavor. The protein powders are pretty much the same for the most part. So the way to differentiate myself from other companies is to market me. So I just needed to post more, be more active on social media to get myself out there, to let people know, like, and trust me. But I wasn't even doing that. I said I was going to do it more in that vlog in March, and I wasn't doing that. And it wasn't until our last call on 5 Deep. So for those of you who don't know, I've made multiple posts about it on Instagram, and I think even in that vlog I talk about it. I am part of a podcast called 5 Deep. We are live every Monday at 3:15 p.m. U.S. Central Time on YouTube. It's official 5 Deep on YouTube, official 5 Deep on Instagram. But it's our accountability group. I've been part of an accountability group, which started as a podcast accountability group, then went to a overall life goals accountability group for about 2 years now. And we've been doing calls on Skype amongst ourselves for these 2 years. And we just decided that for 2022, we were going to put it live. So not only will we help each other, but maybe things that we talk about would help other people. So again, this is May 21st. Last Monday, we talked about, the episode was, why aren't we utilizing social media? And what came up is that one of our members, Harmony Garcia, the Bliss Broker, she is a social media machine. She's posting, she's like the female Gary V. She is posting multiple times a day. You go to her story, she's got 20, 30 stories showing her run, her food. She's documenting her life. just really going, just headfirst right into it. And she kept stressing to us, like, guys, start putting your shit on social media. Get out there, put yourself out there, like, market yourself. It can't hurt. And we would be like, yeah. And I would say, like, yeah, you know what, you're right, I need to do that. I think it would help with the protein powder. And then I wouldn't do anything. And then that was, the example of that was in March. I said, man, I really need to post more in this vlog. I need to post more. I need to be more active on social media, market it to help scale it. And then I was, making a post a week or something like that. Basically just a half-assed effort. And so she got on her butts. And I'll put when I actually publish this, I'll put a link to that episode in the description. She got on her asses in that episode, and it was good. She's not doing it because she's a bitch. I mean, I guess, maybe she calls herself that, but she's doing it because she cares. And she's like, hey, I want to see you guys grow. That's what we're here for, to help each other out. She's holding us accountable. And this past week, we have all, gotten our butts in gear and have, started really pushing it. First thing we do is we log in and we check each other's stories. We share each other's stories. We comment. We're giving each other kudos and everything. And then I said, okay, Howard, this is what I had to tell myself, especially after she brought it up, which I've talked to myself about this before, but then I had to kind of kick myself in the ass. Say, okay, Howard, how serious are you with this supplement company? You've put in all this effort to research the product. You're getting prepared to spend a boatload of money. It is quite a bit of money on the pre-workout. You've spent money on the protein powder, all this time and energy. And it's like, if nobody knows what I'm doing, then it really doesn't do any good. If nobody knows what product I'm selling, what use is it? You could think first thing that comes to mind is, you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you can't communicate what you know to anybody else, it really doesn't do anybody any good, So I need to market it. That's why, these huge supplement companies, they put a lot of the money into marketing, because if nobody knows about it, nobody's going to buy their product, and then they're out of business because they don't have any money. So I was like, all right, Howard, it's time to put up or shut up. You got nothing to lose. You've already procrastinated for 14 plus years, whatever it was, before you even started the company. I got nothing to lose. I might as well go ahead and just make an all-out effort. So that's the reason for these vlogs. And that's the reason for I'm going to be posting more stories and more about the process. And I'm saying it now, but when it gets down to it, I need to take action on it, which is why I'm on here. I'm explaining hey, what's happening behind the scenes, what excuses I'm making, and then calling myself out that, hey, Howard, you got to stop making the freaking excuses. Life is, as I said, life is going to happen. There's going to be delays and bumps in the road, but you just adjust and still take action, but adjust accordingly. I may not be able to spend 2 hours researching an episode because my son gets sick, but I could spend 30 minutes doing it, and that's 30 minutes more than what I would have done if I would have just said, oh, I'm tired, I'm just going to bed, And I'll give you an example. I'm going to finish up with this because I really need to get to the run. It's 23 minutes in. I'll give you an example. It wasn't this last episode, but it was a previous episode where Harmony was on us about our activity on social media. And she said, Howard, I should know everything about your protein powder that you're selling now. At least I should know where to go buy it. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, holy shit. If somebody goes to my Instagram profile, there's nothing in there about where to buy the powder. Because there was howardsblend.com. That site's no longer active. I'm in the process of, this is something I'm working on. I'm going to be working on soon, but down the road, I own smbnutrition.com, Spirit, Mind, Body Nutrition.com. I want to use that website domain for the protein powder and the pre-workout. So I'm going to have to make a new website. howardsblend.com, the subscription to the web hosting is up, so it's no longer valid. So to get any product, you have to direct message me or email me, howard@howardsblend.com, shoot me an email, whatever, comment on any YouTube video. But the easiest would be to send me a direct message on Instagram. But I never put that out there. And I was like, oh my gosh, here I am promoting the protein powder. I was starting to promote it, trying to get the word out, giving a little ad on every single episode of our 5 Deep podcast, but yet nowhere could you see where to find the product. So these are just some of the crap that I needed to correct. So I've corrected that. If you go to my profile on Instagram now, it says for product inquiries, DM me, send me a message, and I'll be happy to take care of transaction through PayPal, whatever, Zelle, whatever. What are the other ones? It is Cash App. It's another one. Just send me the money and I'll pack it up and get it to you ASAP. So, is there anything else I missed? Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's before it was a lot of talk and no action. So now it's like I have the tools. Hey, good morning, y'all. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hey, doggy. I have the tools in order to go to the next step, in order to take additional action. Shit, I am almost out of battery power. It's lovely GoPro. I had almost 100%, now it's almost completely out. But I have the tools. I have the support system. I have a wonderful accountability group that, we have now, I think I can safely say, Harmony's always been this way, but the rest of us, we've kind of kicked it into the next gear. And we're going to be kicking our asses more. We've got our 5 Deep podcast, which we're getting all of our respective work out there. So I have the support system, and I have the tools, which Harmony has provided us, which we've known all the time, but she's just reiterated it to us, like, hey, this is what you should be doing. And so now I should simply just act on it. And there's nothing to lose but time, which is going to pass anyways, whether we take action or not. So that's it. I got to go back to the car, put all this shit up, get my gear on, and go for the run. 27 minutes, man. I'll be doing like Joe Rogan vlogging, long form vlogging. All right, folks, one last look at the trails before we head to the car. Look at that, look at that, look at that. This is the best time when it's summer and there's like a freaking forest. I feel like the predator's gonna jump out and use its shoulder laser to blow me apart. But of course I don't have any weapons, so then it wouldn't be the hunt, so maybe it wouldn't kill me. Who knows? Maybe it thinks the GoPro's a weapon. Alright, enough science fiction talk. I'm out of here.